Hello dear viewers, a very warm welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to have a look at top symptoms of a failing MAF sensor. The mass airflow sensor, also known as the MAF sensor, is used to measure the amount of air entering the engine's intake system. This measurement is very essential for the electronic control unit to calculate the correct amount of fuel to inject, ensuring optimal combustion and engine performance. If this little device isn't working right, it can lead to lots of engine-related performance issues. So let's have a look at some of the top signs that indicate a failing MAF sensor. 1. Check engine light. If your MAF sensor is malfunctioning, your car's computer will likely trigger the check engine light. Make sure to get a diagnostic scan to confirm if the MAF sensor is the problem. If you have access to an OBD2 scanner, look for codes like P0100 to P0104. which indicate issues with the MAF sensor. Diagnostic trouble codes related to MAF sensors can be displayed on the OBD2 scanner if the check engine light is illuminated as a result of bad MAF sensor. So the first symptom of a failing MAF sensor is check engine light illumination. 2. Poor fuel economy. A faulty MAF sensor can cause your engine to run rich, or it can make it run lean, leading to excessive fuel consumption. If you notice you are filling up more often, it might be time to check that sensor. If the electronic control unit is not receiving correct data up to how much air is being admitted into the intake manifold, then the amount of fuel that is going to be supplied will be wrong. This wrong calculation can either provide much fuel, leading to rich mixture, or sometimes it can lead to low fuel quantity, which can cause lean combustion. Now, when there is rich fuel mixture supplied to the engine, because of that extra additional fuel, the fuel consumption will increase. And if the fuel mixture is made lean, then the engine has to work extra hard. It has to struggle in order to maintain acceleration, maintain momentum, and reach from point A to point B. That leads to poor fuel economy. So MAF sensor problem can cause increased fuel consumption as a result of incorrect air-fuel ratio being supplied to the engine. 3. Rough idle. If your engine is shaking or if it is vibrating when you come to a stop, it could be due to an inaccurate air-fuel mixture caused by bad MAF sensor. The idle speed is the lowest possible speed where the engine is supposed to run smoothly, but if there is a problem with the air-fuel ratio being supplied to the cylinders, that can cause shaking or vibration leading to rough idle. This is a very sensitive engine running speed, so if there is a problem with air-fuel ratio calculation due to bad MAF sensor, the idle can become rough. Rough idle is another symptom of a failing MAF sensor. 4. Hesitation during acceleration. If your car feels sluggish or if it starts to hesitate when you press the gas pedal, it may be struggling to get the right amount of air-fuel mixture due to a failing MAF sensor. Now, when you depress the accelerator pedal, the amount of air admitted into the cylinder will increase, and the MAF sensor has to inform this increment to the electronic control unit for additional fuel to be injected. But if there is a problem with the MAF sensor, the ECU will not be informed up to the amount of air that is increased inside the intake manifold, and that can lead to wrong air-fuel ratio. The vehicle will not accelerate fast enough. That can lead to hesitant or sluggish acceleration. 5. Stalling engine. An engine that stalls unexpectedly can be caused by MAF sensor problem. A faulty MAF sensor can lead to incorrect reading, causing your engine to stall, especially at low speed or when the engine is idling. So frequent stalling can be a symptom of a failing MAF sensor. Unusual sound. Symptom 6 is unusual sound that is coming from the engine. If you hear unusual sound, like if you hear backfiring or if you hear popping noises from the engine, it could be due to incorrect air-fuel ratio caused by a failing MAF sensor. If the air-fuel ratio is not correct, combustion cannot be smooth. That can lead to all sorts of unusual noises generated due to abnormal combustion inside the cylinder. It could be backfiring, or it could be knocking sound, or it could be popping noise emitted from the engine that can indicate a failing MAF sensor. 7. Overall decreased engine performance. If you feel like your car is lacking power, if you feel that your vehicle is not responsive enough, that could be caused by a failing MAF sensor. If the MAF sensor is not providing accurate data to the engine control unit, air-fuel ratio will be off, and that can lead to decreased overall engine performance. 8. Increased emission. A malfunctioning MAF sensor can cause your vehicle to emit higher levels of pollutant, which can lead to failing emission test. This is basically because complete combustion requires correct air-fuel ratio. If the air-fuel ratio is not maintained to the correct value, and then that can increase emission byproducts from the tailpipe. 9. Engine overheating. Sometimes a bad MAF sensor can cause the air-fuel mixture ratio to be wrong, causing the engine to run hotter than normal. For example, if the air-fuel ratio is lean combustion can lead to engine overheating. So always keep an eye on the temperature gauge of yours. If the temperature gauge starts to climb unusually, that can be an indication of engine overheating. Even though there are many reasons leading to engine overheating, a failing MAF sensor caused wrong air-fuel mixture ratio or lean combustion can be one of the reasons. So those are some of the top indicators of a failing MAF sensor. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, then it is essential to diagnose and fix this issue as soon as possible. So always remember that the MAF sensor has so many functions. For example, it measures the amount of air flowing into the engine, which help to determine the engine air-fuel ratio. So the MAF sensor is basically there to allow measurement of the airflow. And then by providing accurate airflow data, the MAF sensor allows the electronic control unit to adjust fuel injection accordingly, improving efficiency and reducing emission. So fuel management is basically controlled by data received from the MAF sensor. Proper functioning of the MAF sensor is very critical as it contributes to better throttle response, it contributes to better acceleration and better overall engine performance. So engine performance can be affected if there is a problem with the MAF sensor. There are different MAF sensors available in today's engines. There is a hot wire type MAF sensor, which uses thin wire heated by an electric current, and as air flows over the wire, it cools down, and the ECU adjusts the current based on the cooling effect to determine how much air is admitted into the intake manifold. There is a vane type MAF sensor, which uses a mechanical flap that opens with airflow. So the position of the flap correlates with the amount of air admitted into the cylinder. And there is also a digital type MAF sensor, which utilizes advanced technology. This often incorporates both hot wire and other sensors for more precise measurement. If you happen to have problem with your MAF sensor, there are some things that you can do. For example, you can clean the sensor. Sometimes simply cleaning the MAF sensor can resolve the issue. When trying to clean the MAF sensor, always make sure that you are using specialized cleaners, and always remember to follow manufacturer's instructions. The other thing you can do is check connection. Ensure all electrical connections are secure and make sure they are free from corrosion. And finally, if cleaning doesn't help, it may be time for replacing the MAF sensor with a new one. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you regarding top signs of a bad MAF sensor and some of the things that you can do in order to fix MAF sensor associated problems. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you will be notified whenever we come up with another video. Until then, stay safe.